Their Majesties invite to their court, Keziah Planchet.
Good gentles, peers, and nobles all, behold the illustrious Keziah Planchet, bearer of stone march, member of the Order of the March, member of the Order of the Silver Crescent, Tiger's Code, recipient of the Consort Order of Courtesy, whose valor echoes the annals of history, who stands as a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. With will in hand, she is swift as lightning, eye as sharp as the keenest blade. With brush, conjures visions of unparalleled beauty, capturing the essence of life itself. Keziah fearlessly defends the innocent and upholds justice in the face of adversity. Her valor knows no bounds. Therein beats the heart, overflowing with kindness and empathy. Known far and wide as a champion of the unseen, from the newest babe to the highest crown, all find solace in the benevolence of Baron Keziah. Let it be known that throughout the land, Keziah Planchet is not merely a baron, but a paragon of virtue, inspiring generations yet to come to strive for greatness, embody the virtues of bravery, kindness, and creativity. Long may her legend endure!
Keziah, that is quite the procession you have. I'm sure many people love you. You have sat vigil this day and got advice from many people who contemplated. We would have the answer to the question we asked you.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Very good. I believe Master Harold, you still have business with this person?
And Mrs. Katrina.
Very good.
We were most fortunate because according to the Gospel of Matthew, one cannot serve two masters. But there was nothing said about a master and a mistress. So we were able to take this wonderful person as a dual apprentice. But that time has now come to an end. I can teach you nothing. My contract is ended with you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
I commit you to the crown.
No further words. Exceeded all expectation. But I also do believe that there is something that you are currently learning upon your person that belongs to us. Yes, sir.
Your Majesty, she is yours.
So, Keziah, there are those who would attest to your worthiness if you want to get comfortable and face them. Is there a member of the Order of the Chivalry that would speak for this candidate?
I am Jan Yanovich Volkansky, and I bear words. Ironically, from the man who is bearing my words in a belt this very weekend. I, Jarl Ozer the Bootgiver, would claim that honor with the permission of their majesties. May I address the populace? Chivalry are often tasked to speak on prowess And Keziah has that in spades. Whether it is skill with the quill and ink to create beautiful scrolls that don the walls of many deserving Scadians throughout the kingdom, or the ability to help keep strange wings looking great with marathon sewing sessions, it is clear Keziah has prowess in the arts beyond measure. Over the years, we have seen your skills grow through your training, determination, and most importantly, through the gift of your art and skills to others. This, to me, is one of the most important aspects of prowess. Not your own personal skill, but how you can pass your knowledge on to the next generation of artists and those dedicated to service. This aspect of knightly prowess, I believe, reflects most brightly in this candidate. You have, in both Scadian life and modern life, made great strides to follow your art to be accessible and translatable to the masses. You joyfully take others along with you in teaching new skills while leading the way to make ANS approachable to new people. As a second-generation Scadian, you are leading a path forward, educating others in the lessons you have learned in the society. You also are doing this not only in your own family, but to each and every individual you meet. You impact the East and the society with your care, your kindness, and your zeal. Your Majesties and the great populace of the East here assembled, Keziah is most certainly up here.
Is there a companion of the Order of the Pelican that would speak for this candidate?
I am Lena d'Angely, and it is my duty as a member of the Order of the Pelican to report on the progress of Keziah towards meeting her peerage goals. As such, I have prepared such a report. Abides by governing documents and kingdom law, exceeds expectations. Consistently shows respect to the crown, exceeds expectations. Sets an example of courteous and enduring behavior, exceeds expectations. Authentic in dress, equipment, and behavior, exceeds expectations. Practices hospitality and worldly skills, exceeds expectations. Participates in multiple aspects of society culture, exceeds expectations. Has obtained standard excellence in knowledge in the art society set forth by the biblical law in the East, exceeds expectations. Applies this skill and knowledge to instruct others and enrich the kingdom, exceeds expectations. Your Majesties, as you can plainly see, Keziah is in fact.
Is there a companion of the Order of the Rose that would speak for this candidate?
There is, Your Majesties. I would play that. My name is Countess Fortune St. Keen. And I have had the joy of knowing Kaya about 18 years at this point. And as Leonette very clearly stated, you do exceed all of our expectations. I was more than overjoyed when we were available to be coerced, perhaps a cult tactic like manner, into my household.
It's not Stockholm Syndrome.
It's not. That's fine. Believe whatever you want. You just can't. But it is my joy to speak of courtesy. And in speaking about you, people talked about your magnetic personality. And I more see you as a compass. You have spent your life in the society. You are steeped in the lore. And when we discuss, well, this is how something is, and that's just that, you answer with the question, but it doesn't have to be. And it is our job to make it better and to make it different. Even though there is a great tradition, and you know the great tradition. You know that it is just guilt from dead people. And that is not what guides us. What guides us are the principles of true chivalry and courtesy towards one another, and making the society better, which you do. Your Majesties, Keziah is absolutely my peer.
Is there a member of the Order of Defense who would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I would like claim to that honor.
Please.
If I may. I am Baron Thomas of Effingham, a member of this kingdom's Order of Defense, and today I would speak to Keziah's esprit de corps. Keziah approaches making sure that you meet your serotonin and dopamine quotas with all of the ruthless determination of like a 1980s drug dealer. When you have a bad day, Keziah can sense that and will be like, hey, you want to watch some kids beat on each other with plumbing equipment? It's gonna be fun. You're gonna enjoy it. And they were right. It was, as I have told them several times, one of my best days at a Penzic where I had not the greatest day. They always approach everything that way. And as our time together with Runnymede taught me anything, it was always that if you need just a little boost in your day, find and sit next to Keziah. Whatever you hear next will alleviate at least some of what is going on. So, it is with my whole heart that I recommend Keziah, and I love that this is happening. You were absolutely my peer before I ever had my peerage. So, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Is there a member of the populace who would speak for this candidate?
There is. If I may speak to the populace, I have a couple stories about Kaya. I remember Kaya when she was 10 years old, when I was at Penzic, hungover, waking up one morning to the sound of a murder outside my tent. Now, I crawled out of my tent, either going to help finish the murder or extend the murder, whatever it took to make that screaming stop, you'll understand. Now, the night before, we'd gotten good and drunk, and we'd gone out and appropriated a pillory. We all sat and having some fun, putting each other in it, and doing what you do with a pillory. And that morning, I crawled out of my tent into the blazing sun of Penzic, and there I saw our little cherub, all of 10 years old, well, around 10. She and her friends were putting each other in the pillory and teaching how to do a figure eight with a flogger. I thought right then, this one's either going to fit into the SCA or get arrested. Either way, I predicted they would be in court. Now, to tell about their artwork, but that is what they are here for. Their artwork. I get called into court, and I'm handed a scroll in a plain, discreet paper wrapper. Like the packages you get at those special bookstores. So, I know this is not your normal getting called into court scroll. So I look underneath the plain paper discreet wrapper, and I see a scroll that's basically a medieval version of a 3 a.m. view up scroll. Text, complete with eggplants, peaches, and squirt guns. But they weren't emojis. Or eggplants.
I have sources.
Now, you might admit, okay. People start coming up to me looking for my scroll, and I'm kind of like, I don't know how I show this thing, because this thing's totally greengrocer with fruit and vegetables on total showing here. So people coming up to my scroll, and they're looking at my scroll, and they giggle. And then they go to their buddies, and I'm like, nudge, nudge, wait, wait. Next thing I know, there's an honest-to-God line. Hey, I'm just saying, people are lining up to get a peek at your scroll. Someone's doing something right. Now, we weren't an old hoity-toity group of people. That's all I'm saying. And this is Because see, Kaya doesn't just do things for the hoity-toity. She doesn't just do things for the talk and the best. She remembers us little schmucks in the cheap seats. And that is why I think she deserves to be a peer.
Is there a companion of the Order of the Laurel who would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, may I address your populace, please? I'm Duchess Eric's daughter, and I'm somewhat surprised to be able to speak for the Laurel for Keziah because she knows so many good Laurels, and she could have picked any one of them, and so I thank you for letting me do this. And the Laurels are supposed to speak to the level of art. And I can explain it to you, but many of you have seen her art go out in court. And really, there's no better way to understand what's art than to see it. So I would like to speak to Keziah's bravery when it comes to art. Because it requires bravery to ask the best artists in the kingdom to teach you. And it takes bravery to commit to learning a new style or a new complete art to be able to give it to someone else on a deadline. And it takes bravery to share your journey with everyone, laying bare all of your insecurities and your worries about this, knowing that it will help other people on their artistic journey. And it takes bravery to release that art on that deadline, even if it's not what you wanted it to be, even if it didn't make you happy. But the important part of Keziah's art is that it makes other people happy. And really, that is the most that we would want from our worlds in this kingdom. Is not just the skill and not just the knowledge, but the giving of joy to each other. So thank you for making her appear.
Keziah. Yep. We have heard the words of many peers of this realm and the populace. They spoke highly of you, and we have well to see you amongst the court. We would have you called to court.
Your Majesties invite into their court the companions of the Order of the Laurel.
Is there a medallion?
First word is from her household, and the court is by Deirdre Greenwood.
Is there a caller? Is there a galler?
Oh, yes.
That would be not a I got it.
Is there a chain?
There's a nib on the collar. Is there a wreath?
There are two.
this, I say that I have, through this point, followed corpora, and our code of conduct faithfully, and when I have knowingly stumbled, made it right. I will continue to act in a manner befitting a peer of society. As a member of the Laurel, I shall be a teacher and artisan who will beautify the kingdom and honor our traditions. My hands, voice, and heart are my kingdoms to command. Knowing this about myself, I, Keziah Planchet, Baron of Stonemarch, born of the society, would swear an oath of fealty to the crowns of the East and what they represent. For myself, the swearing of fealty means speaking truth to power, to listen and act with fairness and transparency, thus honoring and best serving the crown and their people. And I swear all these things and more upon that which I hold most sacred, the memory of those who came before, who loved, taught, fought, sang, and labored for this strange dream that we all share. I am the East's to command.
I, Matthias,
And I, Phelan,
hear your words.
and know your heart to be faithful and true,
We promise to keep and defend you and yours,
with all our earthly powers, rightly and justly.
according to the laws and customs of our realm.
This we promise until the crowns pass from our heads,
Death takes us.
or the wolf swallows the sun.
Let all hear of the works of mastery with pen and ink, brush and color, lines and angles of Baron Keziah Planchet. By her own determination and talents, and the assistance of great masters of the East, Keziah dove into the deep sea of calligraphy and ineffable geometry that is manifested through a physical instrument and brought forth pearl-bearing shells onto the shore for those of sobriety and understanding to view. Keziah decided that she would create many scrolls immortalizing our populace, every leaf of which would be like a robe of honor, spun of gold and set with jewels and lustrous pearls, every page of which would be like a garden bedecked, the greenery being an ambergris-colored drawings, and the joy-increasing flowers being designs and illuminations. The ruling lines around them would be like streams and rivulets that took their rainbow colors of gold, scarlet, and verdigris. Designs of birds and trees in the margins would be like the sweet-throated nightingale and strutting partridge, and its pleasing pictures would be like graceful entertainers who promenade in those gardens to take the air. Every specimen of its enchanting calligraphy is enhanced by the ruling line and margin. It is, in the eyes of aficionados of calligraphy, a garden full of greenery and blossoming buds. All this was in order that connoisseurs of the assembly might fully enjoy all sensory pleasures, and likewise people of understanding and insight may take full pleasure in seeing the subtlety of calligraphic specimens and viewing the beauty of pictures. It stands with great reason that a person who hath found by their great study and travails true mastery of the brush and pen be raised up in our eyes. Therefore do we, Phelan Regina and Matthias Rex, rulers of these artistic eastern lands, proclaim loudly, so all may bear witness, that we induct the aforesaid Keziah into the order of the Laurel, with all rights, duties, and affirmations contained within. Furthermore, we do convey unto you arms by letters patent in the form, manner, and display, azure, a winged tower, and in chief, a comet festwise, reversed within a bordure invected argent. Illumination by Camille Desjardins and Colette d'Avignon, calligraphy by Thora Eriksdotter, words by Matthias Grunwald. For Master Keziah, you as companion of the Order of the Laurel,